Hi, and welcome to Anime with Annie. In this video today, I'll be talking about everything we know about one of the most popular anime series out there, called Akame Ga Kill. But before we get into it, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to never miss any updates from us. That said, let's begin. Takahiro's manga series Akame Ga Kill is written by Takahiro and designed by Tetsuya Toshiro. From March 2010 to December 2016, it was serialized in Square Enix's monthly Gangan Joker. The plot follows Tatsumi, a naive villager who journeys to the capital to gather money for his house, only to find that the town is rife with corruption. Night Raid, an assassin squad, recruits the young guy to aid them in their struggle against the Empire's corruption. Plot: Tatsumi, a boxer, travels to the capital with his two childhood friends, Ayasusu and Seyo, in search of a way to generate money so that he may help his impoverished town. Tatsumi tries unsuccessfully to enlist in the army after being separated from his buddies in a bandit attack, and being fleeced out of his money in the capital. He is taken in by a prominent family, and when an assassin group known as Night Raid attacks, he discovers that his noble hosts were planning to torture and murder him, just as they had done to his friends. As a result, he joined Night Raid, which includes swordswoman Akame, ferocious fighter Leon, self-proclaimed sniper expert Mine, scissor-wielding Shield, striding manipulator Lubak, armed warrior Bulat, and their boss Najanda, a former Imperial Army general. Night Raid is also a member of the revolutionary forces gathered to depose Prime Minister Honest, who is using the young monarch for personal gain while the rest of the country suffers from poverty and strife. Night Raid warriors wield Teju, a one-of-a-kind weapon made 900 years ago from exceedingly rare materials, as well as mythical beasts, known as danger beasts. The Taigu's power is so great that it is stated that when two Taigu users battle each other, at least one of them will die. Although Night Raid assassinates some of Honest's associates, they lose shield in a confrontation with Saru, a member of the capital garrison, and Bulat when Honest joins the Empire's sadist general, Esdeath, and her three beasts. As a result, Tatsumi inherits Bulat's Tegu and Curcio and Esdeath, and replaces her fallen subordinates with the Jaegers, a force of Taigu-using soldiers. Night Raid fights the Jaegers alongside Saru, Wave, and Akame's younger sister Kurom, as well as new addition Susanoo, a humanoid Taigu held by Nanjada and Chelsea. The two factions eventually lose some of their people over time. When the movement gets traction, Honest establishes the Wild Hunt, a new covert police unit led by his own son Tsura. On the other hand, Wild Hunt exploits its power by murdering innocent civilians for their own ends, enraging both the Jaegers and Night Raid. Mine was nearly killed by Saru's suicide bombing, but Tatsumi saved her. After a battle involving Wild Hunt and the Jaegers, with casualties on both sides, Estes extorts Honest into dissolving the rest of Wild Hunt. Lubak kills Sura after capturing both him and Tatsumi. Despite Estes' best efforts, Lubak is slain while attempting to flee, and Tatsumi is sentenced to death. While being followed by the Imperial commander Budo, the remaining Night Raid members storm the execution spot to rescue Tatsumi, whom Mine succeeds in killing at the expense of her Taigu while slipping into a coma. Tatsumi transformed in Curcio as a result of the tension he felt while fleeing the execution site. Tatsumi caused Tyrant, the danger beast from which Incurcio is created, to awaken, with the doctor anticipating that Tatsumi has a few more uses of his Taigu before it fully merges with his body and consumes him. As everything is happening, Night Raid meets the final members of Wild Hunt and kills them, while Akame kills the Empire's top generals. Wave receives a message from Akame stating that she and Kurom aim to reconcile their differences as they agreed. Kurom's Taigu succeeds in disrupting the sisters' duel and destroying Kurom's Taigu after attempting to persuade Kurom not to go through with it while fighting his way through Tatsumi. Wave and Kurom then fake their deaths and flee to start a new life altogether. Esdeath continues her responsibilities as general after learning of surviving Jaeger's death in order to stave off the Revolutionary Army as they lay siege to the capital in order to depose Honest. As a last option, Honest persuades the Emperor to fight alongside his family's Taigu. Only Honest and Esdeath remain as targets after the other remaining Night Raid members execute those in the government who are pulling the strings behind the scenes. Honest, on the other hand, wired the Empire's Taigu to go insane. To face the Emperor's Taigu, Tatsumi unleashes his last transformation, Tyrant, to vanquish it with the help of Wave. Tatsumi asks Akame to kill him before he loses control and kills everyone before he's completely possessed. She manages to vanquish the general at the sacrifice of her own sword during her combat with Esdeath, who is subsequently shown to have just destroyed the Danger Beast's soul so Tatsumi might live. Esdeath accepts her loss and uses her ability to commit herself, grieving the fact that Tatsumi never reciprocated her affections. Honest attempted to run before being severely wounded by Leon after he fatally injured her, and she fused with the remnants of her Taegu to give her adequate time to capture him and bring the Revolutionary War to a close. Leon died peacefully afterwards. As Honest is mercilessly dismembered for his criminal actions, the Emperor accepts his inevitable public execution while accepting responsibility for his inactivity, as the agenda begins to restore their nation. Tatsumi, remaining in his dragon form, comes back to his village with Mine after she is recovered and given birth to their kid, which was conceived before Mine's coma. Kurome and Wave also end up together, the former scarred by her history and the latter having lost one of his internal organs, as a result of employing two Taegu at the same time. As for Akame, who is still working as an assassin to protect the restoring nation from those that will exploit it, she travels east to protect her country and find a way to restore Tatsumi's human form, as well as a cure for the pain in her body, caused by Murasame's trump card. This is where the incidents of Hiwona Ga Crushed take place. The story of Akame Ga Kill is set in a fictional realm within the Empire, a powerful country. The imperial capital is a massive city surrounded by a wall that thrives on the exploitation of its citizens. The series is animated in 2D, as is typical of shounen anime. The animation does a fantastic job of immersing viewers in the story, with seamless movement transitions and quick action movements. Soundtrack. Skyreach, the show's first opening theme tune, kicks things off with some top-notch spine-tingling instrumentals, coupled with visuals of Akame Ga Kill's vivid characters. The second opening track, Liar Mask, is a stark contrast to the first, with a slow-paced song that ultimately picks up speed and evolves into a stunning guitar instrumental near the chorus. The ending theme music has a general bright J-pop feel to it, but Tsuki Akari in particular fits the dark fantasy series perfectly. The fact that the singer, Sora Amaya, also voices Akame's character and incorporates her character's emotions into the song is the song's highlight. Taku Owazaki, the Japanese composer who composed the music for Akame Ga Kill, is responsible for the original soundtrack. His music encompasses a wide spectrum of genres including jazz, rock, and orchestral pieces. The dramatic and hypnotic soundtracks by Owazaki are a perfect match for the scenes. Fallen Heroes, with its spooky, mind-numbing music, has to be the OST that sticks out from the rest. The OST's incomprehensible lyrics leave the audience stunned, while filling their hearts with love and adoration for the valiant warriors in Akame Ga Kill. The action scene's background music is a fascinating mix of drums, tribal chanting, and guitar instrumentals that perfectly complement the gory action on screen. The employment of well-timed sound effects heightens the tension in the action scenes. The whooshing sound effects employed to represent the character's fast motions in a fight to help heighten the action and give the animation more depth. Voice actors. The voice performers did an excellent job of bringing the characters to life on screen. The numerous tonal changes in the actors' voices convey their wrath, anguish, and desire for justice. Review. Akame Ga Kill takes an exciting approach to igniting a discussion on the pervasiveness of corruption and deception in institutions of power. This dark and action-packed anime presents strong characters with an unrivaled drive to ensure justice triumphs over all. Akame Ga Kill is not for the faint of heart, since the series contains brutal violence that goes beyond expectations in terms of bloodshed and gore. This series features fluid and effective animation, as well as a contemporary art style. This series is fantastic thanks to its well-written characters and gripping plot. We learn through the program that each character has their own reasons for siding with one side or the other in a war, and only they can rationalize the ends of their methods. Akame Ga Kill keeps its ultimate purpose in mind till the very end. The characters have interesting backstories and personalities that are developed during the course of the series. Akame Ga Kill is a fun series that features shonen-style characters in a teen-oriented action anime. You're in for a terrific time if you're seeking a program featuring gruesome massacres and barbaric combat scenes. Thanks to some excellent voice acting, the characters have unique personalities that shine through. The show successfully captures the essence of human emotions, as well as the unavoidable consequences of those emotions. This is, in my view, the best anime series out there. I hope this video sparked your interest enough to see at least one episode of Akame Ga Kill. And that concludes my review of Akame Ga Kill. If you enjoyed it, please sure to like and subscribe to my channel, Anime with Annie, for much more exciting anime content and reviews. And please leave comments about what you thought of today's video. Bye!